Brian?
Yep, I killed all the girls over in Moscow.
Well, this won't change any of that.
There's a DUI on my record.
I think they would be more concerned about the drug use than the DUI, Molly.
DoorDash.
Did you work today?
No. I was about a couple blocks away from my house. Trying to get out. And then now I have to testify. Big murder case too, so yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah.
You have to testify in which murder case?
Murder case for the college girls.
Oh.
I'm a DoorDash driver, I saw Brian there. Very next to
Just remember to leave your hands low by your sides.
Okay.
Alcohol or drugs? Alcohol or drugs? Yes. Fair 55. No triple. Nothing on it.
Count up my shaved fingers. Those two.
Okay, left thumb. This is the fingerprint card. Anytime someone's arrested, send off to the FBI. Make sure you're on a wanted axe murder or something like that.
Well, boy, what a week it's been, huh? I know we need to talk about Barry Morphew or Mr. Lee Moore, whatever he's calling himself these days. But today I want to catch you up on Molly, the DoorDash driver, the Idaho 4 DoorDash driver who reportedly was the DoorDash driver that fateful morning, November 13th, 2022, who delivered Xana Kernodle's DoorDash food, Jack in the Box. Today is Saturday, June 21st, and police sent me more videos, 4 videos, and I started watching. It's like 2 hours worth, and I was like, oh my goodness, I saw some things I've never seen before. So we're going to talk about these 4 full body cam videos, and then I'll let you watch all of them. So, did you hear it? If not, please put on headphones and listen again. See if you hear what I hear. Some people claim they don't hear Brian's name at all. Blah, blah, blah.
You what?
I'm supposed to testify against Brian next year.
Brian?
Yep, I killed all the girls over in Moscow.
Well, this won't change any of that.
There's a DUI on my record.
I think they would be more concerned about the drug use than the DUI, Molly.
But Molly actually spoke about Brian to the transport officer before she even got to Officer Heidi. Officer Heidi is later on, she is the DRE, like the evaluation officer. So this woman named Molly, she was stopped September 4th, 2024 at Walmart, and she was arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence of something. But if you listen closely to that portion, Molly says, I'm supposed to testify against Brian next year. She's really upset. The officer, this is the red-headed officer, I believe, who was driving her. She says, Brian? And Molly's, in the back seat, of course. Molly says, yep, the guy who killed all the girls over in Moscow. So she keeps talking about girls. She doesn't mention Ethan really ever. And then the officer says, well, this won't change that. Like Molly is worried already. How is this DUI going to impact my testimony at trial? And then Molly says, yeah, with a DUI on my record, I don't know. And she's mumbling something. She mumbles a lot. She sniffs quite a bit. This woman's been through a lot of trauma. I feel sorry for her. There's a lot of feelings. I believe Molly is believable in some respects, and we'll talk about that. But even then, in the back of that transport vehicle, Molly is like, yeah, with a DUI on my record, I don't know.
Well, this won't change any of that.
Do you mind on my record?
Molly is like, yeah, with a DUI on my record, I don't know. And she says something else. I mean, I heard kind of like, definitely, yeah, with a DUI on my record. I think I heard, I don't know. You know, I tried to voice enhance as much as possible and boost all of Molly's portions because she speaks really lowly. And that's when the transport officer says, I think they'd be more concerned about drug use than the DUI, Molly. And Molly says, yeah. So already Molly is worried. Back in September 2024, she's already looking forward to the trial in 2025 and how this stop is going to affect her credibility. It's a reasonable thought. I mean, she's going to be potentially taking the stand as a witness in this huge upcoming trial that a lot of people know about, the state of Idaho versus Brian C. Koberger. Right now, it's scheduled to begin August 11th, 2025. And the latest thing Judge Hippler said during the most recent hearing, he closed it out with a bombshell of sorts saying, yeah, basically I know Ann Taylor, I know you've got 68 terabytes of data. I mean, that is a lot. I was like, whoa, that's so much data, but they'll have to get through it. I don't know, she'll have to get through it. Judge Hippler said, look, basically keep going. Act as if the trial will start August 11th.
Write the decision that I come to, but as of now, I would tell you that it's likely you're going to trial on the date indicated. All right. Is there any other matters that we need to take up in the public session before we break to go to the private session?
Nothing further in the public session, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, I don't believe so.
All right. We'll take a 10-minute break.
I'm grateful he's leaning towards not pushing off this trial more and more. It's already almost been 3 years since this horrific tragedy. Later, Molly will say, I was a couple of blocks away from my house. She might have said, I don't know.
I was about a couple blocks away from my house. Trying to get out.
And so when I first watched these, I was like, oh, she's talking about being a couple of blocks away from the, 1122 King Road house. So it's like, that's why it's good to watch things over and over and over again and listen to things over and over again and get the information for yourself from police. Because literally she's talking about being a couple of blocks away from her house in a prior time when the same Officer Michael Jordan is his name, when he stopped her previously. So that's why one reason she's kind of riled up. But anyway, it's amazing. Bless God, I received these videos today. It's Saturday. People are working hard. I was like, wow, thank you. And they include much, much more footage of this woman who claims she was the Idaho 4 DoorDash driver than we previously saw. So the portions we never heard before, like when Molly was confessing to the transport driver about being the witness in the big murder case before she even got to the station, before she even went on to later mention it to Officer Heidi.
And
then now I have to testify. Big murder case too, so yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah.
you have to testify in which murder case?
Murder case for the college girls.
Oh.
I'm a DoorDash driver, so we're in there. Very nice.
Officer Heidi, that evaluation officer, I listened again and again. I put my headphones on because some people claim they don't hear this at all. But what I hear is, and then now I have to testify in the big murder case here. So yeah, because I'm the DoorDash driver. So yeah. And the officer's asking, wait, what murder case? And I hear Molly say, the murder case with the college girls. I'm a DoorDash driver. That's what I hear. I saw Brian there, parked right next to him. parked right next to him. So that's what I hear. I think a lot of people hear something similar. I mean, put on noise canceling headphones. I've, enhanced the voice. Some people think she's saying, I DoorDash for myself, because that's what certain YouTube closed captions pick up, but that is not what she says, not according to my ears. I was arguing with someone on Twitter. Some people just are such Kohberger fans, they want to argue about everything. But this one girl was like, no, she doesn't say that at all. And I was like, well, okay, tell me what you hear. Well, she's like not even answering me. I was like, okay, tell me and timestamp it and listen and tell me what you hear. But instead of like telling me what she heard, she was just like, you go find it out yourself. And I was like, believe me, I've listened to these over and over. I've, requested these videos. I have the raw videos now. I've listened to this thing over and over and over again. This is my translation of what I'm hearing through headphones multiple times. And I was like, why don't you just tell me what you hear and timestamp it? Like, what do you hear? I'm not doing all that. Or whatever she said. It was just really weird. So it lets you know some people are just so riled up over Brian that they can't even be objective. I mean, they couldn't even be jurors, even though a lot of people might think we're the guilters or whatever. I would totally be objective. I am a total evidence person. So now we've seen parts of this Idaho 4 DoorDash driver body cam video that recently exploded online. Well, thankfully, police sent me these 4 raw body cam videos today. It turns out there's more than 2 hours worth of footage. So it was like 4 different people's body cams they sent me of Molly. You're going to watch much more than the 56 minutes and 24 seconds worth of body cam video that Officer Axon posted to YouTube 9 months ago. This is not the info I purchased from Moscow PD. Now, see, I've been talking to Moscow PD this week. I don't have that information yet, so I'll probably have more body cam videos on the way, I'm assuming, to show you guys potentially of this September 4th, 2024 stop, beyond these 4 videos which Pullman sent me for free. I was getting them all mixed up because I talked to so many different, police. I put in so many different FOIAs. And so many different jurisdictions, I believe, responded to this stop, and that's why it gets confusing. I believe both Pullman and MPD responded, along with the Whitman County Sheriff's Office. So I was like, whoa, okay. So I think we're still waiting on more. So this stop took place again, September 4th, 2024, at Walmart at 1690 Southeast Harvest Drive in Pullman, Washington. So we know Brian used to live in Pullman, Washington. Pullman, Washington is only about 10 miles away from Moscow, Idaho. And we know Brian Kohberger stands accused of fatally stabbing the 4 University of Idaho students. But of course, he is still innocent until proven guilty. Or maybe gives a confession. Anyway, when Molly was stopped by police this time at Walmart, it was just a stop for expired tags, but it turned into something much more when Molly's behavior was observed. She was, getting angry. And I have the documents, so now I know the officers' names. At least I have some of them. The responsible officer is named Michael Jordan, not Jordan Carpenter, as has previously been reported. Sorry, I should just never take, as gospel what I see on a different YouTube description. I was like, okay, once I actually received the paperwork, I see that 8 officers responded. So I don't know how many body cam videos I'm going to get. I've linked to that paperwork below, along with raw videos for, content creators and news organizations who don't want the watermarks, or just my Patreon members who just want to watch this whole thing we're going to watch without me blabbing. I'm uploading right now to Patreon the whole 2 hours worth of footage, so you don't have to watch YouTube ads, or if you don't want to watch if you don't want to watch my commentary, it's over there for you guys to watch. But anyway, it turns out Officer Jordan's narrative, his name is not Jordan Carpenter, and his first name isn't Jordan, it's Michael Jordan, but Molly is referring to him as just Jordan. So people were like, why is she so familiar calling him Jordan, but that's what she called him because she's been stopped by him before. But she does call Brian. She doesn't say Kohberger. She says Brian twice now. Now we've heard it in the transport and we'll hear it when she gets to the station. So Officer Jordan's narrative reads, I stopped the vehicle and contacted the driver, who I recognized as Molly. I know Molly as I arrested her in the past for DUI. I also know Molly is involved in the use of narcotics. He says meth and fent. That's what he wrote. So this time we do have some better audio in a way, it's like closer in certain portions. You know, I got excited because I thought we were going to have Officer Heidi's body cam and not just her glasses. You know how we have her glasses audio. That's when Molly starts talking about, I saw Brian, I parked right next to him. I thought within these 4 videos, oh, Heidi is going to have body cam. It'll pick up, you know, better. Because by then, you know, Molly's all turned away from Officer Heidi and her blanket's on, and it's even harder to hear her than when she initially arrived at the station. But unfortunately, the body cam of Heidi is only her glasses, which is, you know, farther away. Molly's over there turned. So when she starts speaking about that fateful morning when the Idaho 4 were slaughtered, she's turned away. She's talking really lowly. There's, you know, the glasses and the audio video from that going, but you can still hear her saying, if you have on headphones and hear what I hear, that she saw Brian. She parked right next to him. Earlier in there somewhere too, she does say, I DoorDash.
I DoorDash.
Did you work today?
No.
Before we watch it all, I want to tell you, anyone is allowed to react to this video. I don't care. You don't have to ask me. After all, Officer Axon on YouTube was kind enough to let many of us, all of us, react to his or her body cam video. That's the first, I believe, original person to put it on YouTube that I could find. That's the first original person I could find that put it on YouTube. And that's why, you know, I still encourage you to go over there, subscribe to him or her. I want you to give that person, you know, their credit where credit is due. I like to do that. I mean, I didn't take his or her whole video and cover it up with my logo and pretend that I got it from police. No, I told you guys I got this from Officer Axon, and now I'm telling you I requested all the raw footage from the police. So I don't mind anyone, you know, reacting to it, as long as you're not like one of those reactors, you know, currently getting sued by H3. I don't know if you saw that video. Wow. He's calling out and suing these people who they're encouraging their viewers, oh, don't go to H3, you know, watch it over here. They're either Twitch streamers or maybe even other YouTube streamers, other people. Yeah, because they stream it on Twitch sometimes and they put the whole video down on YouTube. And they're encouraging their viewers, oh, don't go to H3, don't watch his video on his channel, you know, come over to my channel. So if you don't like him, you know, don't watch it over there, come over, watch it over to me. And they shot themselves in the foot basically by doing that. We don't know what'll happen with the lawsuit, but they're getting sued for doing that kind of thing. And, you know, the people who just react to a video by just, you know, not really reacting, not offering input. I love when other people react. I mean, I love Deception Detective and so many other people just reacting because I want to hear their point of view. All of us want to hear what each other hears and what we think about all these types of things. I'm generally cool. I don't strike people, you know, but I don't like it when it's that kind of reactors that H3 is suing, you know, and they're raising GoFundMes for their legal fees now. Or if you're the type who takes all the raw video or whatever and then pretends or lies to your viewers about where you obtained it. You know, I've seen other, unfortunately, channels do that. And if they purchase it from my Patreon or whatever, and then they go over to their channel and say, oh, I've been working so hard. Okay, here's the raw video I got straight from police, or I obtained it from police, or it's from police or whatever. Guys, donate, donate, donate. You know, all that. I'm not with that. That feels like it's like scamming the viewers, jumping over mountains just to lie to their viewers about where they actually obtained the video. So anyway, my Patreon members or whomever you are over there, I'll link to it below. You can go watch the whole 2 hours worth without me yakking. And any content creators or news organizations who, you know, don't want to approach police and do your own public records and you just want the raw video footage without any watermarks on it, because I've been getting those requests too, I will do special links of the 4 raw videos over on my Patreon for you so you guys can obtain them there if you want to. I've put all the links to anything people could want below if you're a Patreon member or if you're, you know, just jumping in there as a special content creator who just wants the specific raw videos, no watermarks and all that. I will also link to the PDFs they sent me so you can get the police reports I have thus far, so you don't have to get in touch with me or DM me or ask me or anything. You know, I like to spend my Sundays away from my MacBook and iPhone, well, I'm still on there, but I'm not working. Since I'm such a workaholic, I need to take Sundays as a rest or something. I need balance in my life. So anyway, what you're going to see, Molly was born and raised in Moscow. She talks about being born in Moscow. It sounds like she said she was born in an apartment. And so she calls Officer Michael Jordan, and we can hear more. Before she's even transported, you can hear more of the conversation that was obviously left on the editing room floor previously. I mean, I know my viewers, they want every dot and tittle. They want to hear it all, you know? So I heard him talking to Molly, one of the male officers, you know, the female officer's in the front. She's just doing her paperwork or whatever before Molly's even transported. But I heard one of the guys saying, my concern is that you guys are slinging dope. When I stopped you, I had no idea who you were.
So how did you get into drug stuff?
Why?
It's not, I think.
I'm not.
What do you think your blood said from last time?
Exactly what I said.
So what, this is just a, infraction. It's just a ticket. It's not like it's address right here, phone number right here, and a website right here if you have any questions. On this side, there's 4 options to take care of the citation. Choose which option you want to take care of it with. Complete the bottom in its entirety, and make sure you get it back when you take it. You understand that? Okay. Do you have any questions for me? I told you last time you need to get help. You driving around town crying?
Yes. I think you did this to me.
I didn't do anything to you. You did this to
No,
yourself.
you looked back to my face. You think I hang out with
Who?
you? Pull back, so we know.
Just the guy you were hanging out with last night.
Total 5 could you confirm that the vehicle tap expired
Was the last name.
May 24th?
That's a service showing 531.24 on a Chevy Cruze.
Well, I can he's the least of my concerns. But my concerns are you guys are slinging dope.
Excuse me, we're slinging it, really?
Slinging it, yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah, those are concerns. However, when I stopped you, I had no idea who you were. Okay? So, if you think I'm just following you around, I was
think you're
merely
following
in
me around.
Walmart enjoying my dinner.
I don't think you're following me around like somebody said.
Well, I'm not harassing you because of Justin, whoever. So, okay? But I'm harassing you because you drugs. You have to stop when you get home. Okay? Have you tried treatment? Do you want treatment? What's that? Well,
I'm scared.
okay. Well, we'll let you get going.
I don't. Said we're not going yet. We're sitting here.
Okay, well, you don't want to talk to me, so I'll leave you alone.
Molly is angry with Jordan. I think it's Jordan saying, I'm not following you around. He had stopped her previously on her birthday, December 29th. I couldn't catch the year. My assumption is that he stopped her on December 29th, 2023. It was on her birthday. It was 4 days after Christmas. So she's feeling like profiled, and he's like saying, I'm not stalking you and following you. I didn't know who it was. So the female officer is busy in the front, typing in the info before they even go anywhere. One male officer asks Molly, you can hear it. He's like, do you want treatment? And she's saying, I'm scared. So you're going to watch the entire transport and everything. So we'll get more than what we heard previously. So I've redacted Molly's address, of course. I'm not saying her last name. However, I did notice that one address she gives where she lives with her boyfriend or husband, I believe. I can't tell if he's her boyfriend or husband. It's only 2 miles away from the infamous 1122 King Road house. And other addresses I know associated with Molly are about 3.5 miles away, and another is 1.7 miles away. At first I was like, oh, is she talking about living only a couple of blocks away from the 1122 King Road house? That wasn't what she was saying. She was saying, look, when this Officer Jordan stopped me before, I was only a couple of blocks away from home. So she's just very upset. It is very sad, everything she's been through in life. I have compassion for her. By the way, I don't have all those male officers' body cam videos. Like, you hear one guy on the phone with her, Molly's boyfriend, husband. I don't have that video footage yet. I don't know if he's a Moscow officer or I'm trying to get it together and see everything I can get here because it presents a more fuller picture of this woman, which I hope no one harasses her or I'm not doing this to embarrass her. This just happened to be unrelated stops, that have been made public, already public record, of a woman who potentially could be, I'm not going to say the star witness, but potentially could be a very important witness in a very important case. As we know, the roommates are very important witnesses and the people who showed up that morning and discovered the carnage. There are a lot of important witnesses in this case. So anyway, when Molly gets there, she is in pain. She's talking about an ulcer. Maybe she's stressing out. And the officer says, yeah, that will happen with an ulcer. And Molly first mentions PTSD a lot. But when she first mentions PTSD, my husband was murdered. The officer ignores that statement and she just keeps on writing. So it was like, whoa, I know the officer had her job to do. I know detectives and officers hear a lot, I can only imagine. And, a lot of people trying to pull the wool over their eyes and everything. So she keeps going because she's got stuff to do. And Molly is speaking really lowly. But Molly does talk with the officers about some pending blood results from her first DUI stop by Officer Jordan. This is the stop that happened 4 days after Christmas she's referencing. It would have been December 29th. So that would have been at least the year prior. Now it's about 8 months, more than 8 months later for this second DUI stop. And I'm like, wait a minute, what happened with the first one? So as of this filming, I don't have any paperwork that states any type of blood work results for Molly. I don't know how these DUI stops resolved. Maybe I can do some more digging, but I did receive the other incident reports. But I was expecting maybe some entity will send it to me. I don't know, maybe I'll have to dig into court records more. I wanted to see, okay, we can see in this 2024 video that Molly indeed blew a 0. Her blood alcohol content was just 0. That's what they expected. But I don't know if, she talks about hydrocodone and Sudafed. I don't know if that was the only thing that would have shown up in her blood or not, because I need to see the actual paperwork if they even give that. Anyway, I spoke with MPD this week and the woman told me there were more than 600 pages of documents for Molly. I was like, whoa, and she was probably like, whoa. So she called me and she asked, do you want to narrow down your FOIA? And I was like, yes, she was probably relieved. She sounded relieved. I said, yes, just give me everything from 2022 forward in regards to Molly. So she said, good, that's only 2 reports. So I'm still waiting for those. So at first Molly is worrying that she can't blow enough even to do the test. But the cop assures her, like, we've had someone with only one lung be able to blow, and finish their test. But Molly does it. She finishes it twice. She's great. Molly speaks about losing 40 pounds in 2003, being in a coma. She talks a lot about her horrific past, and I really do feel for her. I feel good about officers doing their job. They explain to her, look, we're not harassing you. We just want to make sure the roadways are safe. And I appreciate that. So it's kind of hard. Some people are like, oh, these cops are giving her a hard time, but not necessarily, because I can tell something is wrong. So Molly goes into the holding cell after talking with the first female officer, the redhead. We can see what she looks like now because, they gave me the body cam of the guy standing back there. There were 2 males in the room, and part of me was hoping, I hope one of the guys was standing like closer to Molly. I hope his body cam, caught the audio better of what she was saying when she was talking about parking right next to Brian. But unfortunately, he goes out of the room after a while and he's doing other things. But Molly goes into the holding cell, and about 21 minutes later, that DRE officer Heidi, she is a Pullman PD Washington officer. She comes to speak with Molly, where Molly opens up a little bit more, but then Molly's confronted more by her, or feels more confronted or something, so she turns away even more. But unfortunately, she's the one one wearing the video glasses, and the audio isn't as great as the body cam audio, especially with Molly all turned away and whispering. At one point, though, Heidi does give us a great time reference. She says it's 20:51 hours on September 4th, 2024, so we can, match it up with that timestamp. By her saying that, it lets us know that the body cam videos, the ones that display a T, in front of the timestamp, they're either Zulu GMT or UTC time, which some body cams use, which I guess it's okay, but it gets on my nerves because it totally confuses people. That's what the body cams were in the Madeline Soto case. And I was like, oh, that T means that. And so anyway, that means at that point when Officer Heidi notes the time, it's 8:51 p.m. on September 4th, 2024. And the body cam time being displayed is T03:51 on September 5th, 2024, 7 hours ahead. So that's what confused some people. They were like, this isn't legit. Why are some of them saying September 5th? And then why is this one saying September 4th? Were the ones that aren't in the GMT time with the T on it, those are the ones that aren't giving you that time zone 7 hours ahead. So for example, if it's 8:23 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which is GMT, that would equal 1:23 p.m. Pacific time in the U.S. on the West Coast. So we have to do a little calculation whenever we see that T time. So it's to Officer Heidi. Once again, she confesses. She has to testify in the big murder case, the same thing she testified to the transport officer, but she opened up a little bit more to Heidi. I'm the DoorDash driver, the murder case with the college girl. She said that before with the initial officer, but this is the first time she's like, I'm a DoorDash driver. I saw Brian there parked right next to him. So that's what she said. And Officer Heidi was like, wait, what murder case? And then she seemed shocked into silence. Just like the first officer, she wasn't necessarily shocked. And she was telling her, look, and this isn't going to change you being a witness in that Brian Kohberger case. Basically, she didn't say his name, but she said it won't change anything. So, it was kind of like a way to stop that conversation in a way. She didn't, of course, get all into it with the gag order too. Like, oh, what happened and blah, 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 blah. But back later in the station when the evaluation officer, Heidi, is talking to Molly, she seems a little shocked into silence. She was stunned, first of all, that such a violent event of Molly's husband being killed happened in Moscow, when she's like, where'd that happen? Years ago, it happened in Moscow. From what we've heard, Moscow is such a non-violent town out there in Idaho. That's what we keep hearing over and over again. So I was thinking, wow, what are the odds that Molly, she would have this trauma of her husband dying violently in front of her, and now she's claiming she'll be a witness in this huge murder trial from Moscow too. Another violent incident. Now, it's one thing if it were like, Chicago or LA or Miami when stuff is always happening. Heck, I'm from Chicago. Thank God I've never even seen anything, crazy violent. But Molly has. And I do believe her, though. At least I believe her confession about being the DoorDash driver. I believe her confession. I believe she says she saw Brian. She parked right next to him. I believe that's what she says, and I believe her in that regard. Now, I don't know if she's telling the truth about only taking hydrocodone and Sudafed. I mean, some people, I don't know, they say pain can make you act, of course, in odd ways. She's been through a lot. When she starts speaking of that stuff again, and, she's hiding from the officer, Heidi, the most, more so than the other officers. She's turned over, bent over, looking away. She's just like really goes into herself. So I think she's dodging all that. And then I don't know where all that talk came from with the male officers. Like, you got to get, whatever he says, you got to get clean, girl. You got to stop. It's almost like they just know more, of course, than we know right now. But until I, see paperwork, I like to see evidence. And things will solidify with all of us, especially once we see those DoorDash confirmations. I'm sure police already have already been through. I'm sure authorities have already garnered this. Prosecution's probably holding on to this. They've probably known about it forever. Police probably knew about Molly immediately and interviewed her immediately, I'm sure. We just didn't know about it. I don't know why it's not in the arrest affidavit. Some people got confused because this incident happened on September 4th, 2024, and then it was recently discovered, Officer Axon put it 9 months ago, I guess, on his or her YouTube channel and just put it up. Maybe didn't even know what it contained. I don't know, because some of that important stuff too was cut out, the transport and all that. Anyway, just because it was recently discovered and we're recently hearing, this supposed bombshell, what Molly's bringing out, that doesn't mean that police haven't known about it since the beginning, and the attorneys and everyone. We just don't know everything. There's a lot we're going to learn, I'm sure. We as a public are just learning about Molly now. I'm saying this because I've seen a lot of comments where some people are like, why is she just coming forward now? Like, people just conflate things without reading, or some people just get excited. You know what I mean? Some people just get excited and they don't want to read. Just like when Barry Morphew was arrested yesterday, it's okay, he's been indicted by the grand jury. Okay, he's been brought into custody. He will be, extradited. But, one person's initial reaction was like, oh, this is old news, without even reading. I don't know. People get excited and in their feelings. We know the initials MM were in court documents, and that's Molly's initials. So time will tell if this is really Molly, if we will see her in the witness box. So, I don't know. We don't have to fuss and fight and argue about what Molly potentially said, whether people believe she's a complete liar or if she's this woman, crisis actor, or some person, the prosecution told her to lie so she could get a deal and lie about Brian. And people come up with many conspiracies when sometimes the truth is just the truth. We will see if they call Molly as a witness. I was thinking, wow, she'll have to act a lot better than she's acting in this body cam video. Of course she's upset. I'm sure she just wanted to go home. Is it just, her pain and trauma and hydrocodone and Sudafed, cold medicine making her act this way? Or is it something else like Officer Jordan wrote? I don't know. I have to see evidence. That still doesn't mean she's a totally unreliable witness. I can make decisions for myself. If I were a juror, I'd have to look at all the evidence, of course. And if they present Molly, yes, Molly definitely was a DoorDash driver on this date. Yes, her GPS shows her going to the 1122 King Road house at this specific timestamp. I'm sure we still haven't seen all the videos of any time the perpetrator or whoever was driving the white Elantra was caught on video. There's a lot of stuff we don't know. If I'm able to see that and put two and two together, and if Molly gets on the stand and if she says, yes, with all this other corroborating evidence, yes, I saw Brian and he was doing this, or he was looking at the house, or he didn't even have his, what do you call that, baklava? He didn't even have that on yet. And I definitely saw his face and recognized his pale skin or whatever. That would be believable. That doesn't mean that Molly isn't a woman who's obviously troubled or has issues, is in pain, has been through a lot of trauma. So we'll see. We will just see. But Molly did tell Heidi she's never been in trouble towards the end, and Heidi's somewhere in here, and Heidi's like, I already know you've been arrested for DUI before. And Molly says, he took me to the hospital. They gave me a blood draw and let me go. And Heidi's like, that's being arrested. So I get it. She's getting all Heidi's nerves to the point where Heidi is like, look, just go back to your cell. I don't know what Heidi was about to ask Molly. Heidi is like, can I take your blood pressure? I do think Molly is over the top with some stuff. I don't want to disparage her or anything. This woman, I feel for her pain, everything she's been through. I do think there's a lot of sniffles that happen because sometimes people make noises instead of talking. So instead of just speaking, there's noises. But I don't know why there was the assumption of whatever, the guy said, oh, is there any of this in the car and all that? I don't know what evidence they have from previous stops or what. I don't know. If Molly ends up on the stand, will it be a plus or a minus? 12 jurors, a jury of Brian's peers, can figure it out. At the end, when Molly is being let out, Molly is joking, because her fingerprints aren't exactly working totally at first. Her fingerprints aren't taking. And so she jokes, I don't think she had fingers, those two. And I was like, oh. Of course that made me flash to the crime, but again, I don't think she was referencing anything we've heard about defensive wounds, or especially on Xana or whatever.
Kind of my shaped fingers. Those two.
Okay, left thumb,
But I don't know, it was an intriguing thing to say. Molly was probably just joking like, oh, I can't take my fingerprints. But she says something like, I don't think she had fingers, those two. It's just weird. It's a weird case. And then, non-ironically, at the end, the officer tells her to sign, I gotta send these fingerprints off to the FBI to make sure you're not a wanted axe murderer or something like that. And I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even hear that before.
It's the fingerprint card. Anytime someone's arrested, send off to the FBI. Make sure you're on a wanted axe murder or something like that.
And Molly whispers, no. So now I'm going to let you watch all of it after I read 1 Samuel 2:2. There is no one holy like the Lord. There is no one besides you. There is no rock like our God. Yeah, so please, listen with your headphones. Comment what you hear. Because, of course, some people are looking through this through their lens, their paradigm of guilt or non-guilt or what have you, and they just don't want to hear Molly saying anything about Brian or parking next to Brian and claim everyone's making it up. But I know what I hear. Comment what you hear, and I will update you. I feel like I'm going to get more body cam videos from this stop, hopefully, and or the previous stop. So thanks so much for watching all this. Again, check the links below based on how you want to watch it, or if you're, seeking the raw video with no watermarks. Thank you so much for watching, and we will keep up with the other cases we need to catch up on. Take care.
It's kind of fun. You took a pain pill recently? She's gonna do the DUI. She hasn't done one in a while.
Unless you want it, but it's yours if you want it.
We'll just do the possession if there is. That's fine. Get out of the way. Yeah.
And what's your name?
What are we doing?
What's your name?
What are we doing?
Well, I was going to ask you if you'd do some voluntary field sobriety tests.
I can do them, but I won't pass them.
Okay, why won't you pass them?
Because I have fibromyalgia, I have arthritis, I have a lot of issues with my body. It's very broken. I have nerve damage. I went through this recording last time.
Okay. And what's your name?
Molly, my boy has my
Molly.
ID. I'm trying to call my boyfriend. It's his truck. Jimmy. Jordan pulled me over again. Yeah, I'm in Walmart parking lot. The tags, and now they're DUI.
So I'm just
DUI again.
510 step till you get
Same stuff. Can you get here, please?
Molly did tell me about taking a pain pill.
No, I'm not.
tell you what kind
I'm
of pill.
standing over here in Walmart parking lot. I was going to take
Molly?
Ricky to the bathroom.
Did you say what type of pain pill it was? I'm sorry if I missed it. Was it
It was a
hydro?
hydrocodone,
Hydro?
yes.
Was it a 5 milligram or a 3?
No, it's 10 milligrams.
Oh, a 10 milligram.
I
Okay.
have a 3. I've been on
Oh,
them.
I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Or a 3. They don't.
I'm sorry. I don't know my pain pills.
You think after that leg thing it would be really familiar.
No, I try to use ibuprofen and
This is
Tylenol.
too different.
There's no way.
Jimmy, this is 2 different ones. Jordan's not talking to me. Please. Are you coming?
Hey Molly,
I'm
I
on
kind of
the
need your
porch.
attention.
I know, I'm just,
Okay.
he's coming. He has stage 4 and cancer. He's dying. He's coming.
Can he drive?
He's
Molly?
having his friend drive him. He doesn't, or no, he's probably, are you bringing the Subaru? Okay, he's bringing the car. Yes, he can legally drive.
Okay. All right, Molly. Hey, we got time limits, okay? So can we do
I know, he
So can you hang up the phone real quick?
Why can't I
can
leave
tell.
him? I told him.
I mean, he knows where you are and he's headed this way. There's not a whole lot of
I would
reason.
like to keep him on the phone.
Okay, you can put it on your car.
Here, I can hold it and
No,
talk to him.
I just want to keep him on the phone. Yes, please.
Yeah, just put it on speaker.
That's
Put it on
all
the
I
hood.
want to do. Okay, that's
Hey,
it.
you can just put it on the hood.
I'm putting you
He
on
can
the
hear
hood of the car. Okay, they're gonna try making me. I gotta try and do this Friday thing again.
Okay, well, I'll stay quiet. Let it do it. You're okay, Dave.
I told him that I can't do
You
it.
know you're fine. You know you're sober. God. You know you're okay. Don't worry. I know it's triggering everything. God. Oh my God.
You have crap.
No.
Right.
Please hurry.
Okay, Molly, you want to put that on the hood so we can get started? Sooner it's started, sooner it's over,
It's
okay?
not my truck, officer. It's his
There's
truck.
no
So the
permission
meth
to
in here is
search
not
my
yours?
truck.
What
No.
meth?
I'll be right there.
What are you talking about?
The drugs.
What drugs?
There's
Drugs
you
in the
know
car.
to search my truck.
Okay.
What drugs?
No, I was just clarifying.
Permission
What
whatsoever.
drugs?
If there was drugs, they're not yours, right? Okay. Just want to make sure.
Jesus. He's
No drugs
coming.
in there.
So
Okay,
the
Mom.
drugs are not yours. Just clarify.
There's still drugs in there.
Okay. There's no drugs. You know that for a fact.
Yeah. It's not my truck.
Okay. Oh, wait. You don't know. Okay.
It's not my truck. I can't. God damn it.
Let's just take a step away from the bumper of the car so you're not leaning on it.
I'm
Alright.
not leaving.
Okay, perfect. And just look right at me. Molly, I'm not going to make you walk. I'm not going to make you lift a leg. We have other tests we can do, okay?
Great.
Alright. So I need you to stand with your feet together. Okay? Arms flat down by your sides for me. Alright. Do you wear contacts or glasses?
I do.
You do? And you're not wearing them right now?
I have my contacts in.
You have your contacts in. Okay. And
They're really dry.
any medications other than the hydro that you took?
I took a hydro. I took a cold medicine.
Cold medicine?
That's it.
Okay. When did you take the hydro? Ish.
I don't even know what time it is now.
Me neither.
7.
7 p.m.
Can I look at my phone and see when I was home?
No, that's okay. If you can hazard a guess, it doesn't really make a huge difference.
That's the problem. It was. God damn it. I think, it wasn't even paying attention to the clock.
Okay. What about the cold medicine? Did you take the hydro and the
That
cold
was this
medicine at
morning.
the same
The
time?
cold medicine was
Okay.
this morning.
Anything else? You take a multivitamin?
No,
Okay.
not even my iron.
Not even a women's daily?
Nope.
Come on, Molly.
No, I don't.
We gotta take our vitamins here. Okay, so I need
No,
you
I
to
take
stand with your feet together for me,
Definition,
please.
I take other stuff because I have an immune deficiency.
Okay.
I ended up in a coma.
Okay. Kratom or anything like that? Okay.
I take specific ones because they help with my immunity. Garlic, it's my lungs. I was in a coma
Okay. All right.
years ago.
All the way up for me. Hands by your sides.
Damn it, Jimmy, get here, please.
I'm getting there.
Okay. And can you look at me, please?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I need you to remain in that position until I tell you to move. Okay.
I will do
All right.
my very best.
So I need you to look at the tip of my pen and follow the tip of my pen with your eyes and only your eyes. Okay. Don't move your head at all.
Mm-hmm. Mikey, hush.
You turn your head straight for me.
Sorry.
There we go. All right. So you can stay in that position for this next one. Give me just a second. My kids took my watch off the charger, so I'm going to have to improvise.
You don't like it anymore.
Okay, Molly. So for this next one, Same position. I want you to tip your head back and close your eyes when I tell you to begin. You don't have to do it quite yet. Okay? Tip your head back, close your eyes, and estimate the passage of 30 seconds. When I tell you to begin, you don't have to start yet. Molly, you can look at me. We're not starting yet.
I know. I'm
Okay.
just waiting for you to tell
Okay.
me.
So when I tell you to begin, you're going to tip your head back, close your eyes, and estimate the passage of 30 seconds. When you've hit 30 seconds, you're going to look back at me, okay? All right. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to demonstrate that one for obvious reasons. Okay.
Pass this one just fine.
All right, you can begin. All right.
Fast.
Hmm?
Real fast.
Why would you think that?
Last time I got it perfect, so usually I don't get it right the second time.
How'd you count?
In my head.
Well, I got that. What did it sound like in your head?
1, 2, 3.
All right. And you're saying your body is in no condition to do any walking or standing or balancing?
All my
It's up to you.
joints are all messed up. My knees dislocate. My hips dislocate. I can't walk.
Okay.
Like everybody
I
else.
just want to give you a fair shot if you got it.
Yeah, I have my keys. That's where you put the truck key on. Is Aaron there?
Okay, Molly.
Great.
Molly, at this time you are under arrest for DUI, okay? I believe you're under the influence. Go ahead and turn around and put your hands behind your back for me, please.
Please, can you put my phone? He's coming to get the truck.
Who is?
My boyfriend is his truck.
Oh, okay. Well, this is the second time that you've been arrested for DUI out of it.
You said I wasn't arrested last time.
You were.
Oh, great.
We're still waiting on blood results from that one.
I know.
So,
I know.
is there anything illegal in the truck?
Hey, Molly.
I want my truck.
Okay.
Let me get through a couple of...
We're going to go ahead and run a canine around it. If it alerts to the presence of narcotics in it, it'll be seized pending the application of the search warrant. Do you understand that?
I need to talk to my boy. Jimmy, did you hang up the phone?
No.
Are
Yeah,
you
I wouldn't
listening
worry
to
about
this?
it. Jimmy, we're going to tow your truck, so don't worry about coming and getting it.
Molly.
You're towing it this time.
Hey, Molly, you gotta
Yes.
pay attention to me for a minute.
I'm listening.
Okay. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Okay,
You have
well,
the
we're
right to
gonna
an
tow it.
attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you at no cost if you desire. Okay, and you can choose to exercise these rights at any time. You have the right to have that attorney present before you answer any questions or make any statements. Okay, and you can choose at any time to decline to make any statements or to request an attorney. Do you understand, Molly?
What I'm going to do right now
Okay, and you are being audio and video recorded. It is 7:25 on Wednesday, September 4th.
Therefore, that would
Okay. Do you have anything on you that's going to poke, stick, or cut me? Okay. Do you have anything in the car that you want to go to jail with you?
No, I want my stuff to go in the truck.
Okay, do you want your phone to go with you or do you want your phone to go in the truck?
I want my phone to go in the truck because I want my husband to have it.
Okay. But he just said the truck's probably getting towed. So, do you want the
Then
phone?
what do I do?
I would want my phone if I were you so I could call for a ride if I end up needing one.
He's arrested.
Well, you're very clearly under the influence, Molly.
Okay.
Okay. Alright, go ahead and widen your stance a little bit for me. I want to make sure you don't have anything sharp on you. Okay. As much as you can. Okay, I know. I still gotta check. It'd be crazy if I didn't check, right? I still gotta do my job. Solomon 4581 in custody, also. Can you generate a DUI and attach Paul 9's vehicle and driver?
Oh, God. Please.
Here, turn around this way for me just a little bit so that way I don't have to turn you so much, okay? I'll get all of those, okay? You need what?
You need these in front.
In front? Yeah, I can put them in front. Give me just a second to get these coins, okay? Can you take a step back so I can get the coins?
You can go from there. That sound good, Jimmy?
Okay. Alright, let me get the coins before I forget about them, and then I'll put them in front.
I'm gonna come looking for you, Jimmy. Huh?
So, back's same way as in the back. There you go. Perfect.
I just want to see if people are going to violate and take ownership. That's my thing. When doing my job, right, I like to see if people are going to take ownership or if they're going to deny. Then I back them into a corner. Okay? So,
Nerve damage, she wanted them in front.
Yeah, he did it for me last time. I couldn't hold him back
Molly,
I know
you gotta get some help, girl.
I don't even have anything to do with Justin anymore, or any of them.
You gotta get help with drugs.
Molly, you sure you don't have any needles on you?
No, I don't have anything here.
Okay. Because I'm breastfeeding a baby. I really don't want to get stuck. Okay.
I'm not.
We're waiting on the flood right now.
Oh, God.
Was Jimmy some experienced drug user or abuser? Does that sound accurate?
Okay, we're going to go to my car. I'm right behind.
Jimmy! Jimmy! I know, but I need to know where he wants me to use my phone and my keys.
Well, that's up to you.
Yeah, they're your
I
stuff.
know, I would like to talk to him. He's on my phone.
You can talk to him after. Right now, you
I
don't
know,
have.
but
We're not going to leave until we have your phone and your keys.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave without your
I know,
property.
but I don't know if I'm going to take my phone with me because he can't drive the Subaru without them.
He can drive the Subaru without your phone, though.
Yeah.
And if you end up needing the keys, then one of them will bring me the keys.
Jimmy!
We'll just solve our problems.
Yeah. Let's go back to her car. You can talk to him in a second.
Please, just let me talk to him. Why?
Sounds like he's having a real fun conversation with your boyfriend, so I'm going to leave him alone.
This is my phone.
Okay.
It's my phone. It's not his phone. I don't know what car I'm going to.
The Pullman one. I realized I didn't tell you that, so.
What do you want done with your dog?
He was going to get my tongue in my body.
I don't understand that. You're going to have to speak English.
I'm trying. I need to talk to him, please. Why are you not letting me talk to him?
Because he's not an attorney. You don't have the right to talk to him.
Well, so last time you let me talk to him.
Hey, Molly, put your hands on the car so I can get it unlocked and get you sitting down.
So last time you let me talk to him.
You've already talked to him.
Yeah.
Okay? You've already let me talk to him. You're talking through the whole process.
Molly, what's right here?
Hi.
Oh, yeah, that's just the cup part. Stressed out. Alright, have a seat.
Can I explain a ticket to her real quick?
Oh, yeah. He's gonna explain your ticket real quick. I'll actually take her license and registration unless you need it.
That to you.
So what this is just a infraction. options to take care of the citation. Choose which option you want to take care of it with. Complete the bottom in its entirety, and make sure you get it back when you get it. You understand that? Okay. Do you have any questions for me? I told you last time you need to get help. You driving around town crying?
Yes. I think we did this.
I didn't do anything to you. You did this to
No, you
yourself.
looked back to my thing. You think I hang out with
Who?
you? Pull back, so I don't know.
Just the guy you were hanging out with last time.
Total 510, could you confirm that the vehicle taps expired May 24th?
That's affirmative showing 53124 on a Chevy Cruze.
Well, I can assure you, he's the least of my concerns. But my concerns are you guys are slinging dope.
Excuse me, we're slinging it, really?
Slinging it, yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah, those are concerns. However, when I stopped you, I had no idea who you were. Okay? So, if you think I'm just following you around, I was merely in Walmart enjoying my dinner.
I don't think you're following me around. Somebody said.
Well, I'm not harassing you because of Justin, whoever. So, okay? But I'm harassing you because you drugs.
Yeah.
You have to stop. So you get home. Okay? Have you tried treatment? Do you want treatment? What's that? Well,
Here.
okay. Well, we'll let you get going.
I don't. Said we're not going yet. We're sitting here.
Okay, well, you don't want to talk to me, so I'll leave you alone. How about you?
Throwing that out there too, okay? And then we can go from there. No, I'll tell you everything as we go. So, just so you know, drug possession in the state of Washington now is just a misdemeanor. Okay? I'll bring it to you.
I need that.
He's already in trouble.
What's he in trouble with?
Well, that's a DUI.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never been freaking into jail before except one time for 40 hours. And that turned out to be people that she shouldn't have been there for.
Yeah. So,
Would you ask him about the dog too while you got him on the phone?
I don't know that that was, maybe it was. But literally, I haven't been arrested and stopped people one time in my life. I just want you to know. That's why you and that's why. Because I want to see people get help.
Dear cops, football coach, and everything else.
What's that?
You could start over.
No, I don't. So how do you get into drug stuff?
Why?
It's not, I think.
I'm not.
What do you think your blood said from last time?
Exactly what I said.
Is this just for,
Okay, her property's right
is this,
in there. Huh?
you need to get going. Is this her property?
Yeah.
If you want to get going, I'll get her phone and shit.
He said he'd drop it off when he was done with it because I don't know what they were doing. They were still in the middle of a conversation.
I think he's trying to get consent from him, but it's a
Okay.
little bit past that, I think. So.
I can wait if I need to. It's not that big
We'll
of a
get
deal.
it to you.
Okay.
Thank you for doing this.
Yeah. Hey, Molly, is it okay if he drops it off when he's done talking to him?
I just want to know what to do, please.
Okay, well, either way, you can't talk to him. So I can either wait here for him to be done with the call and hang up, and then I put your phone in property, or we can go back to the station and get started on what we need to get done, and he can bring it to us. But either way, I can't let you talk to him. It's up to you.
Let me go see what he's.
Okay.
So what happens now?
So now we go back to our holding facility, Pullman's holding facility, and I have some paperwork to go through with you. Okay, and you'll be in a holding cell for a little while after I get that, after I go through that with you and get her done.
I don't want to. You've never been in trouble, so.
Okay.
We'll just get it to you. So
Okay.
we'll head to the PD as soon as we're done with the vehicle and everything.
Okay.
And we'll take care of the dog and all that stuff.
Perfect.
So,
Okay. Alright, Molly, are you good with him bringing it to us? You want to what? I can't hear you, Molly.
Don't have any choice to do it.
It's up to you. I can wait here for him to be done on the phone and hang up, or I can go back to the station and he can drop it off. But it's just the longer you're going to be waiting, because either way, you're not talking to making phone calls on it. So you just want what? Molly, I can't hear you. Molly, I still can't hear you. There's a lot of plastic in between us. You gotta talk loud. Okay, we'll get going then and get started, and they'll bring it to us. Pullman 458 route to Holden. Starting mileage 553.0.
Confirming 553.0.
From he does. He is very aware. Deputy Alcantara told him.
Damn it.
Yeah, so we're going to go back to the Pullman holding facility, and I'm going to go through the DUI paperwork with you. And then once that's complete, I'm going to put you in a holding cell while I finish my end of the paperwork. And have you ever had a DUI before?
It is pending.
Okay. Okay, so I don't believe pending counts, but as long as you don't have any history of failing to appear for court, warrants being issued, prior DUIs.
Never been in trouble.
County units, third-party report of a domestic 261 Hardy Road, Lamont.
Then I will.
My husband in front of me.
Okay. Then if you don't have any history of that I can see, when I check your criminal history, then you'll be released within about 6 hours from the holding facility. Okay. And when you're released, it'll be straight from Pullman. So you'll be able to have somebody pick you up if they're available. Okay, you won't be booked into the jail in Colfax unless you have prior DUIs. We don't do that. You what?
I'm supposed to testify against Brian next year.
Brian?
Yep, I killed all the girls over in Moscow.
Well, This won't change any of that.
There's a DUI on my record.
I think they would be more concerned about the drug use than the DUI, Molly.
Hours?
6 hours. That's just the maximum amount of time we can hold somebody. So if paperwork goes faster than that, it could be less than 6 hours.
He's moving on 5-8 DUI to show me how to hold it. Copy that, thank you.
Pullman 458 arriving. Ending mileage 554.6. Let's get you over there. Come on out. Alright, then we're gonna come right through here. Okay, other side, please. Thank you. Someone open the door in here. And then you can go have a seat in that chair, okay? Just a second.
Alcohol or drugs? Alcohol or drugs?
Drugs. I left her property on top of the gun locker in the garage bay.
Can you run her triple?
Okay. Pullman 458 case number and time of custody. Molly, what's your address?
My permanent address.
Go ahead.
Moscow, Idaho. My permanent address. My ID.
Copy.
Thank you.
Okay, Molly. So this is your request for DUI hearing form. So following this arrest, your license will be suspended. Okay, so if you want to apply for an ignition interlock driver's license, you need to fill out this form and respond to the Department of Licensing within 7 days. Okay, I'm gonna write 7 days on here for you. I think it says it in the body of it, but. Okay.
Not running trouble. Sorry, I'm not sure if I have an ulcer or something in this. It feels like my intestines are being pushed in my ribs. It's just out.
That will happen with an ulcer. Do you want me to call medics in to see you?
No, it's just when I'm not so scared, it's just out. I have extremely bad PTSD. My husband was murdered in front of me in Moscow. Other stuff.
Do you do Drager for drug anyway?
You never know. Yeah, so you don't know, and since it's just flat out DUI, they need all their implied consent and all that stuff.
Okay, Molly, so the first thing that I'm going to read you is just your rights again, okay? So you have the right to remain silent. You have the right at this time to an attorney. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. If you are under the age of 18, anything you say can be used against you in a juvenile court prosecution for a juvenile offense, and can also be used against you in an adult court criminal prosecution if the juvenile court decides that you are to be tried as an adult. You have the right to talk to an attorney before answering any questions. You have the right to have an attorney present during the questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you without cost if you so desire. You can exercise these rights at any time. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
I understand my constitutional rights. I have decided not to exercise these rights at this time. Any statements made by me are made freely, voluntarily, and without threats or promises of any kind. Molly, that's a yes or no?
Yes, sorry. I didn't know you were asking.
Okay, no. Do you want me to read it again?
No, I was listening. I heard it. For some reason, I thought you were recording something.
Oh.
Like I said, I've never been through this before.
It's okay. Just wanted to make sure. I'm probably good from here. If you don't want to hang out. If you want to hang out, you can.
Are you going to do a warrant? Trying to find the latest email warrant.
That's the other thing that I was going to ask because I didn't see anything in my emails, but I had 3,000.
I'll go try to find the answer.
Okay.
I guess we gotta go next.
Okay, so Molly, this next bit is really long. Okay, so I need you to pay attention, and I can reread it if you need me to, but I can't clarify anything. The state wants it read exactly as it's written, okay? Alright. Warning, you are under arrest for RCW 4661-502 or RCW 4661-504, driving or being in actual physical control of a motor vehicle while under the influence of intoxicating liquor and or drugs. Further, you are now being asked to submit to a test of your breath, which consists of 2 separate samples of your breath taken independently to determine alcohol concentration. You are now advised that you have the right to refuse this breath test, and that if you refuse, your driver's license, permit, or privilege to drive will be revoked or denied by the Department of Licensing for at least 1 year, and your refusal to submit to this test may be used in a criminal trial. You are further advised that if you submit to this breath test and the test is administered, your driver's license, permit, or privilege to drive will be suspended, revoked, or denied by the Department of Licensing for at least 90 days if you are age 21 or over, and the test indicates the alcohol concentration of your breath is 0.08 or more, or you are in violation of RCW 4661-502, driving under the influence, or RCW 4661-504, physical control of a vehicle under the influence. Or under age 21 and the test indicates the alcohol concentration of your breath is 0.02 or more, or you are in violation of RCW 4661-502, driving under the influence, or RCW 4661-504, physical control of a vehicle under the influence. If your driver's license, permit, or privilege to drive is suspended, revoked, or denied, you may be eligible to immediately apply for an ignition interlock driver's license. You have the right to additional tests administered by any qualified person of your own choosing. Do you acknowledge that I've read that to you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Will you now submit to a breath test?
Yeah. I should get a drink of water.
So, after the test is done, I can give you a drink of water. Prior to it, you can't have anything to eat or drink.
I just don't know if I can blow enough on it.
Well, we've had somebody do it who had one lung, so I believe in you.
Well, I was in a coma for 2 weeks. And I was not doing even a... I got to live off an IV for 2 weeks and lost 40 pounds, so...
When was that?
It was in 2003.
Been quite a while then.
Yeah, but it actually added about 10 years onto my life, and one lung was completely filled with fluid and pushing out into my body, and the other one was halfway filled, and there's enough scar tissue in there that, yeah, it's kind of a mess.
Okay. I need you to open your mouth, and lift up your tongue. Anything in your mouth?
No,
Okay.
just
I gotta check it
my
either
broken
way.
teeth.
Okay. Okay.
I broke out my teeth when I was a kid. Just kept pulling out.
Okay, so while we wait for the timer on that, it's got a 15-minute timer. Go through the rest of these.
I'm on
with you. Okay, do you have any physical impairments? Yes. Okay, do you want to give me the short list?
Fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis. I have nerve damage in my arms. I forget what it's called, but basically my arms feel like they're asleep all the time. You know, when they wake up, because I don't get enough blood flow, and my nerves are cut off to my arms from my chest being so large.
Okay.
My twins pop out all the time.
Okay. Do you limp, Molly?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you currently sick or injured?
I'm more than normal.
Okay. Are you under the care of a doctor or dentist?
Not right now, no. My doctor retired.
When did your doctor retire?
A while ago, but it's really hard to find a new doctor when you have PTSD and depression. Anything else, you don't trust anybody.
Yeah, that would make it difficult. Are you diabetic or epileptic?
No.
Hey, there's one thing you don't have. Do you take insulin?
No.
Because you're not diabetic. Okay. And you said you'd taken a 10 milligram hydro and cold medicine in the last 24 hours?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, and what kind of cold medicine was it?
I'm Sudafed something. I don't know.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. And is the hydro a prescription?
Yes, I was on them for 20 years because...
Are you still prescribed them?
No, I just have some left over from it.
Okay.
It's how hard to aim it. Things are hard and nothing's moving.
Okay.
If we go in and see a doctor, yeah, they would give me the tune.
Okay. Is the cold medication over the counter or is that prescription?
It's not prescription. No.
Okay.
It's not an antibiotic.
Okay. And just one hydro, or did you take more than one?
Just one.
Do you remember how much cold medicine you took?
I think it was 1 or 2. I think it was 2 in bubble pack.
Okay. I know you're hurting, Molly, but I gotta be able to see your
No,
mouth.
it's fine. I'm trying to get my elbow in right there because it's the only thing that makes it stop burning.
Any cocaine?
Huh?
Any marijuana?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to get my face up and get my elbow in my gut.
And were you wearing your contacts while you were driving?
Yes.
Okay.
I always have them on.
Where are you working right now?
DoorDash.
Did you work today?
No.
How many hours of sleep did you get last night?
I didn't sleep last night.
Not at all.
No.
Were you driving the vehicle?
Last night? No.
No, the one that Jordan pulled you over in.
Yeah.
I know these questions seem silly, but they're written by the state. I read them, I check the answer. We continue with the process. Okay. Is there anything mechanically wrong with the vehicle?
It's not my truck. It's my husband's truck. He knows more than I do. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I can just write.
got new tires put on it for him because he hasn't been able to drive it in 2 months because back tires were bad. But he has stage 4. He's dying basically. He has cancer all over, and he wasn't supposed to live past 2 years. He passed that last week, so I got new tires for his truck.
Have you been injured or involved in any collisions in the last 24 hours?
No.
Have you had any alcohol drinks since you were stopped?
No.
Okay. Where were you going before Jordan stopped you?
Walmart. Taking my dog. Bathroom. I was gonna go get groceries and go home.
Why did you come to this Walmart instead of the one in Moscow?
I live with my boyfriend in Pullman.
Okay. What's your Pullman address?
Yes. Do you know where the Grange is?
Generally, yeah.
Okay. Well, there's the Grange, and then there is the bridge, and there's that. I don't even know what that is. And then there's that alleyway. I think it's called Public or Popular. It's Leland Lawn. It's where my husband used to work. They have an apartment down there. And I don't know the house number. He knows it.
Okay.
Look it up.
What time do you think it is right now without looking?
I don't even have a clue.
Okay.
No. No idea.
Where did you start driving from?
House. I'm sorry.
Do you have any idea what time you started driving?
That earlier, I can't remember.
Okay. Do you know what day of the week it is?
I would if I had my phone. I'm sorry, I'm ADD. Just anxiety.
Okay, so you're not
really matter.
It's just that it's on the question side. It's on the paper.
It's not really a big deal in my life.
Okay, so you're not sure.
I think it's Wednesday.
Okay. It is. It is Wednesday. Okay. Do you know what city you're in right now?
Yeah.
Do you know what county you're in right now?
Women.
Okay. Do you know what today's date is?
I'm sorry.
Nope.
I totally forgot.
Have you been drinking alcoholic beverages?
No.
Okay. Do you think your ability to drive was affected by your drug use?
No. Like, truly pulled me over my dad's.
Molly, you gotta be careful not to cover your mouth, okay? I can tell you didn't put anything in at that time. I know.
I don't know.
It's a natural thing that people do. I just gotta remind you.
I couldn't do it. I'm sorry.
Hey, Rachel. Do you want to see if a DRE can come out? Do you want to call 47? Get this all filled out real quick. Who lives it?
Parents that lived there for 40 years. It's not somebody I eat. My permanent.
Would they come pick you up?
No, they would not come pick me up.
Okay.
They're gone. What?
Okay. I'm just wondering. What's it?
Jimmy will be here.
Okay. What's your cell phone number?
Huh?
What's your cell phone number?
Aaron who lives upstairs will come get.
Okay. What's your phone number? Or I'm sorry. Where were you born?
Moscow, Idaho. Grimmon. I'm really boring.
Are you a citizen of any countries other than the U.S.? You said Jordan got you on your birthday?
Yep.
So like 4 days after Christmas?
Yeah.
Ouch.
A couple blocks away from my house. Trying to get out.
Well,
sorry.
That's okay. I know you're not trying.
I'm not doing anything else.
Okay. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the Pullman office, so right across the street from here, you will have your first court date, okay? I'm going to give you a copy of this, and you have to remember to be there. Okay? Okay, and I do actually need you to sign this one saying that I gave you this court date and you're going to show up. Okay. I know it's not going to be their prettiest signature ever. And if you promise you're not going to punch me in the mouth or put anything in your mouth, I will take you out of those handcuffs and see if that helps with some of your pain, okay? We got 1 minute and 20 seconds left on this. Okay. Just remember to leave your hands low by your sides.
Okay.
Does that feel a little better?
Thank you. Sorry, my PTSD.
Okay, I'm going to take 4 of these because I'm counting on us to get this in 4 shots. We have to do 2 samples.
I have no idea.
Okay. That's a good thing, right? You don't want to know how to do this. Twelve 29/1980.
Yes.
So you can do this standing up or sitting down, whichever is easiest for you. What I need is for you to wrap your lips around this tube and blow into it as hard as you can for as long as you can, okay, until I yank the tube out. Okay, keep going. Don't stop on your own and don't suck back in because that counts it as a refusal. Okay. Okay, big deep breath in and just try to breathe out tough but steady. Okay, you don't have to like as hard as you can. Okay, big deep breath in.
Straight. Okay.
And go. And blow out. Okay, keep going, keep going. Almost there, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Good job. Almost done. Almost done. Perfect. Perfect. Beautifully done. We do that one more time and then you're done. Okay. You want tissue for your nose? Here, just keep it away from your mouth as much as you can, okay? Here you go. I got 4. I don't even think we're going to need all 4. I think we're going to need the 2 and we're going to be done. It's like a full 5-minute cycle in between here. Gives you time to rest though. Okay. And deep breath in, same as last time. Okay. And blow. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Almost done. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. All done. I've had college kids with perfectly great lungs have a much harder time with that, so you crushed it. And I know that was not easy, so I appreciate it. So that first cell in there, cell A, if you want to get some water out of the sink. Hey Rachel, I gotta go grab her property. I left it on top of the gun locker. Okay. I need your shoes off and in this bucket, please. If you can't reach down and grab them, if that's super hard, you can leave them right there. Not the end of the world. Yes, please. 2 copies, please. Okay. So here are your alcohol breath results that confirm you have not had any alcohol to drink, which was never in question. Okay, so you get a copy of this. You also get a copy of your request for DUI hearing form. Okay. This is your beautifully printed infraction from Jordan. Okay, I'm going to put that in your property, along with your driver's license and your registration. Okay. Your Safeway receipt. And your change. But I'm going to count the change in front of you before I put it in there. Okay. You have 4 pennies, a quarter, and a nickel. So 4, 9, oh gosh, 34 cents. Are we counting the same? Am I missing something? My math off? Okay. Are you wearing a belt? No, right? Okay. If I leave your scrunchie in your hair, are you going to try to hang yourself with it? Okay. Well, I have to ask for a reason. Okay. Alright, Molly, so we're going to go right back in that cell A there. That's going to be yours. So this is a holding facility, not a jail. So you can be here for a max of 6 hours while I get my paperwork done. Okay? Max of 6 hours. I'm still waiting on Jordan to drop your phone back off, but once he does, it'll be placed in your property. Okay? And you can take the water with you. Do you want a blanket? Okay. I mean, it's definitely not going to hurt anything. And oh, and I'm also going to put a copy of your notice of hearing in there too, okay? So make sure you're in Pullman tomorrow for that, okay? You're fine. give me that too. Sorry. Yeah.
Hey Molly, my name's Heidi Lambley. I'm a police officer with the city of Pullman. I am audio and video recording. It is 20:51 hours on September 4th, 2024. Could you come out and can I talk with you for a bit? Well, come out and I can explain. You can bring the blanket if you'd like. Okay, go ahead and have a seat. Okay, I know that Officer Carpenter read you your constitutional rights. I'm just going to read them to you again. You have the right to remain silent. You have the right at this time to an attorney. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney before answering any questions. You have the right to have an attorney present during the questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you without cost if you so desire. You can exercise these rights at any time. Do you understand these rights? Okay. So, Molly, the reason why they call me is because I specialize in drug impairment, and I get a lot of extra training and learn about different issues that can mimic drug impairment, including medical conditions, and I have evaluated numerous people. Some I have found to be under the influence of drugs, some I have found to be impaired by medical conditions, and some I have found to not be impaired at all. My understanding is that you were arrested for DUI tonight and that you have a ton of medical conditions. I was curious if you would be willing to talk with me about what's going on and let me look at some things like your eyes, your vital signs, things like that. Is that something that you would be willing to do? Just you what? Okay. Did you have questions for me?
I've been in trouble. I'm scared. I have really bad PTSD.
What's going on with your stomach?
It feels like I have an ulcer. They call it MSL, but I'm not sure.
What they call a what?
We looked it up. Some people call it an MS hug.
An MS hug?
Yeah.
And
it just feels like sometimes there's too many ribcage.
okay.
It hurts really bad. There were a few minutes.
And it happens to you when you're stressed out?
Yes.
Okay. This is your first time in trouble? Okay. It is definitely stressful. I have seen this happen quite a bit. But like at the end of the day, you are going to go home, and our goal is to make sure people are safer on the roadways.
It wasn't driving crazy. You know, with my dad's.
Okay. Who pulled you over?
Jordan.
Okay. So, do you think officers arrested you because of your medical conditions, or did you actually use drugs?
I told them that I took a pain pill quite a while over my back.
Okay.
I've been on them for years and years. So I can't. No problem.
Well, one of the officers also expressed that they believed you're under the influence of stimulants. Did you take a stimulant today?
I took my common medicine this morning. I have an immune system deficiency. I get sick and it gets bad really quick.
So,
When I was in 2003, I was sick. I was all of a sudden sick, and then within 24 hours, I was put in a drug-induced coma. My right lung was completely filled with fluid. My left lung was completely filled with fluid. My temperature never got over 99 until I was halfway to Spokane, already home.
okay.
I have to watch my health pretty careful.
You have to watch your what?
I have to watch my health pretty careful.
Okay. What medical conditions do you have?
Bronchitis, I have fibromyalgia, I have CMA.
You have arthritis.
Arthritis.
Okay.
My joints are always dislocating. I also have my upper shoulders, my arms, I forget what it's called, but they basically I don't get a blood flow and then it runs to my arms.
Okay.
Because my chest is too large. It's kind of all the nerves. I don't work right all the time. I don't understand what
Did a doctor diagnose that, or?
my doctor includes, yes, they're all diagnosed.
Okay.
I have PTSD, I have depression, I have insomnia. My husband was murdered in front of me. He was shot 9 times. Our friend
Where did that happen?
in Moscow.
In Moscow?
Yep.
When was that?
The year before Lee.
Who was your husband?
Charles McMichael, he was shot being included.
And
And then now I have to testify. A murder case too, so yeah, because I'm a DoorDash driver, so yeah.
you have to testify in which murder case?
Murder case for the college girls.
Oh.
I'm a DoorDash driver, I suffer in that. Very nice job. Car accidents, rapes, abuse.
Okay. So you think it's all of those issues that make it look like you're under the influence of drugs?
I have no idea.
Okay. Molly, how do you spell your first name? And do you have a middle initial? And then how do you spell that? And when's your birthday? 12/29/80. Okay. And do you have a Washington driver's license? Idaho. Where do you currently live?
My boyfriend, I know the address, I explained it to her, but I
Okay.
down my parents' address, my own address was 40 years ago.
Where do your parents live?
Awesome.
Okay. So how long have you taken the pain pill that you took? You said you've been taking it for years?
I don't know, medication for years.
For how many years?
Let's say they started me on I went to law first, and then me and my husband died, so that was in 13. They started me on
Hydrocodone? Okay. So was it a hyd... You what?
I already been on it.
And so was it a hydrocodone that you took? Okay. So you didn't take any blues or fentanyl or anything like that? And how long ago did you take the hydrocodone? A while ago. Was it morning time or later? Afternoon time. Without looking, what time do you think it is? And what is today's date? You don't know?
It's Wednesday.
What have you eaten today and when?
I had again chickpea soup and cheese coffee and potato before I left the house.
So you've just had one can of soup today?
Yeah, my stomach gets really upset and I start throwing up.
Okay.
I don't ever have. I drink my calories.
What have you had to drink today and when?
I have had a coffee from the Daily Grind. I have had a coffee from the Frappuccino one with all the sugar in it.
Mm-hmm.
I have had pepper. I have had Dr. Pepper's. I've had 5 bottles of water. Almost dehydrated. I'm always sleeping.
How long did you sleep for last night?
Last night I was right to my sleep.
When did you last sleep?
Night before.
How long? Oh, I'm sorry? How long did you sleep for? So, are you injured at all? No injuries. And your illnesses include fibromyalgia. You have what? I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear you. Been through a lot. Are you diabetic?
No.
Do you take insulin for any reason? Are you epileptic?
No.
Do you have any physical impairment? Are you under the care of a doctor or dentist? Okay. Who was the doctor that you worked with?
Doctor retired. I have a hard time because I haven't found any doctor yet. My boyfriend and I are working on it.
Who was your last doctor?
Sandy
Sandy? Is that okay? And is that Sandy last name or first name?
Sandy Schwartzman.
Schwartzman. A doctor or a nurse practitioner?
She was a nurse practitioner.
So aside from the hydrocodone that you had today that you've taken for years, what else have you had?
Cold medicine this morning.
What type of cold medicine?
It was Sudafed. It's a double pack. I have to be careful of Metacoma. In 2003, I was just fine. Within 24 hours, I was put in a drug-induced coma and shipped to Spokane for 2 weeks on ventilator. They don't put me on an IV or anything. Lost 40 pounds. My right one filled completely with fluid. My left one was filled. Pushed me out. I took pockets of pneumonia. I have no idea where I got it. I played this so can, so be careful. Or else you can turn into something else.
Molly, could I get your pulse?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. You're really trouble. Please let me talk a little bit.
Okay, so Molly, it's completely up to you on what you want to do. If you want to participate, tell me yes. If you don't want to participate, tell me no. Okay, so Molly, look at me. Can you look at me, please? Why can't you look at me? You just don't want to look.
I can't look at my boyfriend.
You can't even look at your boyfriend when what?
When you're fighting or anything's going on, or just you have a hard time with people.
Okay.
Dyslexia, I really text anxiety really bad. Anxiety.
Okay. If I can't even get you to look at me, I don't know how we're gonna move forward. So I'm just gonna have you go sit back in the cell. Molly, it's very rare that I come across people that are having this many issues.
I've never been in trouble.
Okay.
My brother died when I was 4 years old. That started the trauma. Suicides, rapes, like twice. I've been beaten by multiple guys. Car accidents. Doesn't matter.
No, I mean,
No, it doesn't matter.
trust me, people don't call us when they're having a good day. In fact, we very rarely see people on a good day. I've seen trauma. I've experienced trauma. A shit ton of it. All right, I'm going to have you go sit back in your cell.
What does that mean?
You're just going to sit in the cell until they're ready to release you. Molly, do you have problems with tight spaces? Is that the issue?
Never been in trouble.
Okay, so Molly, I already know you've been arrested for DUI before.
Really? He took me to the hospital, he gave me blood draw, and then he let me go.
That's an arrest for DUI.
He told me actually I wasn't under arrest. When I said I was under arrest, he said I wasn't. So yeah, I've never been in trouble.
Okay. Well, go ahead and you can head back into the cell.
I've been
Alcohol or drugs? Alcohol or drugs? Yes. No. Can you run her triple?
Only call in case ever in title custody. Molly, what's your address? Oh, my product address.
Moscow. In Premier.
Copy.
Fair 55. Thank you.
Okay, Molly. So this is your request for DUI hearing form. So following this arrest, your license will be suspended. Okay, so if you want to apply for an ignition interlock driver's license, you need to fill out this form and respond to the Department of Licensing within 7 days. Okay, I'm gonna write 7 days on it. I think it says it in the body of it, but.
No triple. Nothing on it.
Sorry, I'm sure I have also something else. It was like I pushing my lips. So, that will happen.
Do you want me to call medicine to see you?
No, whatever. you do Drager for drug inward?
You never know.
Hmm?
Yeah, so you don't know, and since it's just flat out DUI, they need all their implied consent and all that stuff.
Okay, Holly, so the first thing that I'm gonna read you is just your rights, okay? So you have the right to remain silent. You have the right at this time to an attorney. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. If you are under the age of 18, anything you say can be used against you in a juvenile court prosecution for a juvenile offense. It can also be used against you in an adult court criminal prosecution if the juvenile court decides that you are to be tried as an adult. You have the right to talk to an attorney before answering any questions. You have the right to have an attorney present during the questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you without cost if you so desire. You can exercise these rights at any time. Do you understand these rights?
Yes.
I understand my constitutional rights. I have decided not to exercise these rights at this time. Any statements made by me are made freely, voluntarily, and without threats or promises of any kind. Molly, that's a yes or no?
Yes, sorry. I knew what you were asking.
You want me to read it again?
No, I was listening.
Just want to make sure. That'd be good from here. If you don't want
Okay.
to. If you want to, you can.
Are you gonna do a warrant? Trying to find the latest email on it.
That's the other thing that I was going to ask, because I didn't see anything in my emails, but
I know there
I have
was
3,000.
recently. I'll go try to find the answer upstairs.
Okay.
I guess the guy, go ahead. Thanks. Six after that. Alright. Let's do your fingerprints, photographs, and get you out of here. Leave the blanket in there. Alright. Stand here with your back, middle of your back up against this blue wall. Okay. That's alright. Just look straight ahead of this camera. They're just getting my camera ready. Just keep looking at the camera. Okay, leave your body still, but turn your head all the way to the right. So this way. Leave your body still.
Okay.
Turn your head all the way to the right. Look at that dot over there. See that red one?
Turn my head that far.
That's as far as you can. Okay, can you look back at this camera straight ahead? They had to retake that one. Okay. You good on both? Okay, alright. Do you have any tattoos?
My ankle.
Your ankle, let's see, right ankle. Okay. Okay. And what do we got? Flowers.
Flowers, red rose.
Okay. Come on over and do your fingerprints. Alright, this machine is real sensitive. It's going to do most of the work for us. I'm just going to push on your fingers to make your fingerprints pop. Alright, looks like it's still warming up. Alright, left hand, all 4 fingers. Put it straight on the glass, and I'm going to push on your fingers. Okay, left thumb straight down. Okay, right thumb straight down. All 4 fingers. Okay, right thumb, we're going to roll it. So we're going to go edge, in like back position, edge to edge, and lift. Okay, edge, edge, and lift. Didn't like that one.
Kind of my shaped fingers. Those two.
Okay, left thumb. Okay, go ahead and see in that brown chair. We're almost done. I know Officer Carpenter went over all this paperwork with you, but I'm going to go over with you again just so you are well aware of all the different things. Before we do that, I need a couple signatures from you. Alright, first one is going to be here. This is the fingerprint card. Anytime someone's arrested, send off to the FBI, make sure you're on a wanted axe murder or something like that. Second one, I need a signature right there. This is a disposition sheet. It's used by the court to track the progress of the case, so they check boxes like guilty, not guilty, things like that. This piece of paper is the criminal citation. I'll take a pen. Anytime someone is arrested, they get one of these, unless they get put in jail. So it has your information, where this all occurred, vehicle information, and the criminal charge, driving under the influence. Up on the top part is all the court information, but essentially what this part says is the next 15 days, you're going to be mailing your packet of papers to this address. If that is incorrect, or you want your paperwork to go somewhere else, call the court. Their phone number, website, mailing address right here. Why it's important to have a good address is if they assign you a court date and send you paperwork about that and you don't show up, there'll be a warrant for your arrest. Let's see. So, as Officer Carpenter explained, you have court at 1 p.m. at that location, Pullman. You land on Pullman Day, so it's just across the parking lot. Okay, have to be there. Don't show up, there's a warrant for your arrest. This piece of paper is your right to a hearing. And so this is for the potential upcoming suspension of your license. If you'd like that opportunity, make sure you fill this out, send it in. Again, you only have 7 days from today to mail it in. That's your registration for the vehicle. Looks like this was maybe you handed it to her or something. Oh no, this is the deputy. The deputy pulled you over. Looks like he issued you a citation for failing to renew your registration. Did he explain this to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Just remember, check 4 boxes. One of the 4 boxes, mail it in within 30 days. Okay. This is your copy of the breath ticket that detects alcohol. Just shows that you had all zeros, no alcohol in your system. Okay. Sorry. I didn't expect those to go. Yeah, I didn't expect it to go rolling. Choose your phone, all that good stuff. Now that you got your property back, I just need a signature right here that we gave you everything that we're holding on to. Alright. Just grab you that, your paperwork, this door here without a window, you're going to push hard on it. Push hard on the second door, and then you'll be right in that lobby, and you can make phone calls for someone to pick you up. You're welcome. Thank you. You too.